In the darkest of places, lighting even the smallest candle is an act of resistance. $6 million. $6 million. $6 million. It's such a big number that it seems small, but it's not. I don't think I've ever seen 6 million of anything in my life, except maybe molecules or atoms or snowflakes, but those barely count because you can't see the individuals. You can't know what each one looks like. What does 6 million mean? If you decided one day to count to 6 million, let's say you can count 2 numbers per second, it would take you 34.7 days. And that's also assuming you don't sleep for 34 nights. You just keep counting. No breaks for water or food, just counting. 6 million people is almost 4 entire Manhattans. It's about 6 Rhode Islands. You'd have to read each word in the Oxford English Dictionary 35 times in order to read 6 million words. You'd have to run around a track 150 times in order to run 6 million centimeters. Centimeters. You'd have to travel to the moon and back 13 times in order to travel 6 million miles. When 10,000 teens, adults, Holocaust survivors, religious Jews, secular Jews, and non-Jews marched from Auschwitz to Birkenau, and we said the mourner's Kaddish, we only accounted for 10,000 of the 6 million Jewish victims. All 10,000 of us were only 1/600th of 6 million. Birkenau had the capacity to exterminate all of us in just one day. It took 6 years for the Nazis to kill 6 million Jews. But if we took a moment of silence for every victim of the Holocaust, we would be silent for more than 11 years. We can't afford to be silent that long. It's time to speak up. First they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. We were told that when visiting a concentration camp, we should try to understand the ground we are standing on. So I tried to understand. I tried to understand how Hitler could want to kill every Jew in the world. I tried to understand the final solution, but I couldn't. It's not about the number. It's not about the centimeters. It's not about the snowflakes. You can't quantify this kind of 6 million. Each person was an entire story, a story that would take a lifetime to tell. So next time you think about 6 million, think about 6 million lifetimes that were cut short. Think about the 6 million stories you will never hear. The ruins of the destroyed gas chambers still smelled like ashes. There was grass everywhere. There were dandelions growing on the perimeter of the ruins. The dandelions smelled like rain. I heard my shoes hitting the rocks between the train tracks. I saw my shoes walking over rocks, rocks that had seen everything. And then it began to rain. We welcomed the rain. It was so hot outside. The rain smelled like renewal. We passed hundreds of dandelions on our walk. Beautiful things were growing here now. The rain was sustaining new life. All 10,000 of us walked out of Birkenau. We walked out alive. 6 million people never had the chance to do that. We wrapped our Israeli flags around ourselves. Our smiles are proof that Hitler didn't win. Our songs are proof that the Jewish people are alive. Am Yisrael Chai. Why is Israel the Jewish homeland? It's not only the history. It's not only the religion. It's not only the natural beauty. It's the hope. It's the people. So as we sat on the El Al airplane at the terminal in Warsaw, preparing for takeoff to Ben Gurion Airport, the pilot turned on the speaker. "Sit back and relax," he said. "I'm taking you home."